Hi, Bother Brigade. Here's what's bothering me today. When do we actually begin, striking, starting a revolution? Because, really, right, whether we're here in Canada, in the States, anywhere, right? Just take a look around. A casual look around shows so much stuff that we were all clearly upset by and did not vote for and do not support. And yet it is happening. When are we going to do what's necessary? Because, are we really thinking that things are going to get better? Case in point, right? I know this is going to be kind of all over the place, but let's just see if we can make something out of the garbage that is reality right now. Let's start with gas prices, right? Gas prices aren't really going to go down anytime soon, and it's not like people are going to increase wages as a result, right? So we have people like Biden and various other actors here in Canada pushing for a return to the office. Look, we got to get back to normal. It's time to get back to normal. By the way, we still haven't given you a raise and gas prices are through the roof. So, good luck actually being able to afford to commute to work. Also, if you're thinking of using public transit because that's more affordable, you're kind of shit out of luck because public transit is pretty terrible in most places. By the way, there's still that pandemic that's going on and that new BA2 variant or whatever that's, starting to make noise because because we didn't do the right thing to actually get that under control. So we still have spreads of variants going on. But, people are still traveling because we got to get back to normal. And, mask mandates are ending. So, whatever. Just get sick. It's totally not like, as we've discussed on this channel and various other people have talked about before, it's not just the flu. In fact, it breaks through the blood-brain barrier. And there's also that neat little problem of long COVID and disability from getting even mild cases of COVID-19. And, we aren't also talking about mental health and actually funding that, and people on disability, right? To stay on that track, they don't get paid jack fucking shit in Canada. It's like $460 for your shelter expenses. Where in the goddamn cold frozen fuck can you get that kind of shelter for that kind of price anywhere in this country? Because we haven't done the right steps. So all the real estate everywhere is skyrocketing in price. So rip anyone having hopes for buying a house, which again is impossible because your wages are kept low due to corporate greed and everything, right? And amidst all this terrible bullshit, there's the climate crisis. Korea is on fire. We haven't even talked about that in a while because there's been too much other shit going on here in America and over in Europe now because of Ukraine, right? And a bunch of ignorant dumbasses are talking still about the no-fly zone. We need a no-fly zone. See yesterday's video about why that's actually a bad idea and leads us potentially close to actual goddamn World War III, or at the very least a nuclear exchange. And there are people thinking, well, nukes maybe aren't that bad. We don't know the full effects. It is all so deeply frustrating and infuriating. And so again, with all this stuff that's going on and more, right? We haven't even fully talked about the other shit that's going on in Texas and Idaho, where they're just openly doing fascist shit and targeting trans children. The state of Idaho has made it so that if you are a parent of a trans youth and you decide to flee the, upcoming persecution, they make trying to flee a felony. That's totally fine in a small government and free and open and democratic society, right? By the way, did I mention that, there's a whole goddamn climate crisis and World War III going on? Meanwhile, we can't afford jack shit. While a pandemic continues to rage, while people continue to spread lies and disinformation online, and no one, whether it's corporations that own the platforms or make money off of this, or governments that could implement some kind of legislation, no one is doing what needs to be done to tamp down on that kind of stuff and disinformation and problems and such like that. No one's proposing sweeping legislation or new programs and really fighting tooth and nail to have them passed to give average people a real break, because again, look at everything and how our, options for the future are more and more limited. We can't have a hope of affording a house. Besides, based on, all the climate stuff, that house, should we ever be able to afford it? Not like we will, because again, they're not raising wages to keep up with the rising cost of living and also the new inflation that's been happening that lots of people have been complaining about. So not like we'd ever be able to get one. But if we did, there's also, the natural disasters and potential nuclear armed conflict, because that's a thing now. And we aren't even 3 months into the goddamn year. When is enough for people? The Freedom Convoy organized like thousands of people across the country and made life hell for the people of Ottawa and shut down the major economic link between Canada and America on the Ambassador Bridge. They did all that over goddamn vaccine and mask mandates. Where's that same kind of energy for universal pharmacare, including like mental health supports, for affordable housing, and now, not as in we'll do 10,000 units over the next 5 years. It's like we need 10,000 units now, and then we'll need another 10,000 tomorrow. You feel me? That's kind of how urgent the issue is. Wheat prices are going up again because of the war in Ukraine, and that's going to affect other people in different countries, and it's just further destabilization because of these petty geopolitics and the climate crisis. But again, here at home, we have all these other terrible actions, and it's not like our station in life is actually getting better. It seems to only be getting worse. Our wages are flatlining while the cost of everything goes up, and yet we're still supposed to somehow survive. And people are wondering, why aren't you buying these things or doing these things and starting families? It's like, lots of people may like to do that. You're not really helping us in that department because society's gotten far too complex and integrated with the global capitalist whatever the hell. And so now we're caught between a rock and a hard place, but people don't recognize that. And so we are stuck in an increasingly worsening situation. So again, I ask, when is enough for people? When do we collectively, as provinces, states, societies, cultures, civilizations, when do we as society and as people actually say, you know what? No, that's it. Not another step further. Actually begin to fix this shit. Whether that comes in the form of a general strike or a mass occupation, something needs to happen because, let's be real here. Do we think that the situation for us, as individuals is really going to get better? For a working person who's already been, working through the pandemic, overtime basically every week, 50, 60 plus hours a week, do you really see that things have gotten better despite all your hard work? Have things really gotten better under Trump, under Biden, under Trudeau, under Johnson? Or has things just devolved further and further into shittiness and complacency? Has the actual situation, is there any real hope for the future based on how the current crop of leaders are leading things and doing things by basically inaction? Are things really going to get better under the current status quo while we continue to just hobble through life and just hope for the best? That's not a recipe for success or peace of mind or progress, if you want to call it that. It's a recipe for future disaster. Isn't there that quote somewhere about evil triumphs when good people refuse to act or something like that? Now is the time to act. Between all the people pushing for further conflict with Russia and with skyrocketing gas prices due to corporate greed, see the other video that I've done on that, with all this terribleness, we have to start holding our leaders into account, especially as they refuse to lead or do anything of substance to help people, because people everywhere are suffering and struggling, whether it's in the wealthiest cities on earth or in the poorest, furthest reaches away from the West. People everywhere are suffering and feeling the consequences of the rich, greedy sociopaths that run everything, including our politicians. When do we collectively finally start organizing and making plans and events, or whatever you want to call it, actions that finally start to freeze this system of capital, that finally begins to say, you know what? No, enough is enough. Yes, there have been good news. There's been good news that I've talked about recently, and with like increasing unionization efforts. This is all well and good, but we need bigger action and more radical action, because quite frankly, we're running out of time, whether it's for the climate crisis or with, potential Armageddon thanks to the Russia-Ukraine conflict. And then on top of that, just the overall system and how it's connected, and with high gas prices and cost of living and inflation and everything. It just feels like everything is teetering right on the edge, and it's just going to collapse at any moment. And at the end of the day, right, I've said this before, I don't want people to have to suffer, especially when I know and I look at the state of everything, that it doesn't have to be this way. And I know a lot of people who are subscribed, and those who aren't subscribed and who are watching this right now, you're probably also feeling the same way. Maybe it's for a different political reason, but on some level, all of us collectively who aren't part of the elite and the ruling class, we are feeling that pressure and that despair, and we should act against it, because these leaders that we keep trusting to do the right thing have shown a complete disinterest in doing anything remotely resembling leadership or action and progress and legislation aimed at actually tackling some of these problems. No one in power wants to fix anything, because the current status quo where they don't have to do anything and they just make a shit zillion dollars, that's working fine for them. But it's resulted in all of this, which we all recognize is unsustainable and unfair. So when do we riot? When do we have a revolution? When do we decide, you know what, actually, like, I'm just going to call up some people and say, hey, you know what, I got enough food to last like a bunch of us for a couple weeks. What say we just kind of shut down the world for a few weeks until we say, no, you know what, actually, like, bring back some crucial things, and we want to see legislation for capping prices, affordable housing, rent control, like all the myriad of issues that we are all feeling. We need to begin fighting back on that, because the people in power aren't going to do that anytime soon. And putting faith in the electoral system to deliver those results is, let's say, a little on the optimistic side. So again, I ask, when is enough for people? Because it feels like we're getting closer and closer to that point every day, and we're all being squeezed just tighter and tighter. Eventually, something's got to give, either the people or the system. And when either one of those goes, it's not a fun time for anyone involved. And all of this could be entirely avoidable. But unfortunately, we're not going to avoid it because of, I don't even know the different reasons. But it is so deeply frustrating to see the slow motion train wreck in action, and I don't have access to the handbrake to stop it, to save lives, and to prevent destruction. And that is what's bothering me today.